never get free. Lamb to the slaughter, what you gon' do when there's blood in the water? The price of your greed is your son and your daughter. What you gon' do when there's blood in the water? Look me in my eyes.
Hi guys, this is Ravenclaw. What If? Welcome back to another What If story. Now this is what if Deku was a slime experiment gone wrong. Before I begin, there will be strong language. Well, no, not on this one. That's my other one. Excuse me for a second. Let me pause it real fast. Okay. Just act like I never said that. So I got this one mixed up with my twin sister one was Toga and Izuku. So let me do this real fast so this doesn't happen. So there we go. Now, I believe Izuku was, I think I said he was 4, maybe 5. We'll stick with that once we continue the story. But I'm gonna get some things out of the way. Like I said in previous parts, Izuku's going to look like Rimuru, Tempest from the T. He's going to have yellow eyes, but when he goes into auto mode, his eyes turn, instead of red, they turn like a bright green. Yes, Great Sage is in this. So, you don't have to worry about it. And it has a same thing when in the canon anime, it's going to be a female voice. So, there's that. And what else? Oh yeah. And in order to kill Izuku all the way, you're going to have to destroy Izuku's whole body. If a speck of him, it's left, it's not going to kill him. So, like when it comes to his human form, inside of him, he has organs, but, instantly when they're destroyed or stop working, they recreate instantly. So, that's how I'm going to fix, someone trying to kill him. Easy. Because, if someone, pierced his heart, he would just able to reform it. So, there's that. And he's able to reform his heart anywhere in his body. So he could move his organs around. So, when he wants. So, there's that. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. And, yeah. And I'm not sure if I could pronounce her name right. Or I'm not really good at pronouncing Japanese things, but, Ryoko, I think that's how you pronounce it. The Dragon Hero. So, if you hear that, that's who I'm referring to. So, as you know, we continue our story. Part 2. Okay, it's part 2. Okay. As we continue our story, as a unconscious little 4-year-old, Izuku, as Ryoko puts him on the bed that's in his little, it's not really cell, but it's pretty much what it is. And she puts a blanket over him, as Mrs. Midoriya. Well, not Mrs. Midoriya, but Inko. Yeah, because she's a Rosefield. I think I made her. So yeah, if I didn't, then she's a Rosefield. Yeah, because Inko's not married to Asashi. So yeah, she's a Rosefield. So as Mrs. Rosefield come in, and she's like, "What's going on?" As she sees the child, she's like, "Who's the kid? Where's the creature?" As she gets out of the cell, close it real quiet like. As she's like, "You're looking at him." And she's like, "What the heck?" As you know, Momo's mother, Mrs. Yaoruzu, finally comes down and she's like, "What's going on?" As they watch the civilians' cameras, as he's like, "Huh, it seems like that was a incubation period. Wonder how many he's gonna go through, if we even call it a he." As you know, Ryoko calls up Recover Girl to get the boy checked out. As Recover Girl has been informed about the situation, so she finally gets there after the next day. Let's say she's scheduled to come there in the next couple days. As you know, a day has passed. As they're all down in the laboratory talking about what they're gonna do, as they're wondering why the creature hasn't woke up. He's the little boy. As suddenly the boy stands up. As he has his eyes are bright green. As no, it's it's a bright green. As Great Sage is already in control of the body right now. As Ryoko goes in his cell, so does the rest of them. As he's like, "You're awake. I know you're scared, but it's just like, orders. Where is Master, where is Curator Asashi Midoriya? We require orders." As they're confused, as like, what, he goes like, "What are you?" As she's just curious. As the Great Sage, "I am Great Sage. The combat, sorry, I totally had it in my head, but I forgot it. Give me a second. Okay, as Inko says, "What are you?" As, the Great Sage is like, "I am the combat assistant to this life form. But the best designation I could give you is, I am a AI based off, I'm intelligent. I am a AI created for combat scenarios." As she lists off her qualifications, as she's like, "You mean creature? You're not the boy?" As she's like, "Negative. As you can see, the voice is not male, so no, I'm not." As she's just, "Why would you ask a stupid question like that?" As the Great Sage has her own personality. As Inko's getting irritated. As Roko's like, "Is he all right?" As he's like, "He should be fine. My host, or not the host, but this life form is meanly in a brief hibernation. By my calculations, he should be awake in 30 to 45 minutes. I require orders." As she's like, "What do you mean?" Unfortunately, creator Mr. Midoriya, Creator Midoriya, did not implement our orders. As she's like, "We don't have any orders for you." As she sits there and as Great Sage looks at the wall, blankly. As he's like, "Operating system, Great Sage, going in hibernation mode." As she goes back in hibernation. As as soon as Izuku woke up, as he's freaking out, as he doesn't know how to talk, but he's intelligent, as he sees, Inko, he's kind of scared of her because she's kind of mean. So, he hides. Yeah, he hides underneath the bed. As, Ryuko's like, what did you do, Inko? Miss Rosefield? I didn't do anything. As Ryuko's, you're not good with kids, are you? And she's like, no, I don't want kids and don't want that one either. So as, she goes off to do her more research on Izuku. As Miss Momo is like, are you sure? You need to be careful. We don't know if he's, still hostile. As he's like, as she, has a sinking feeling that he's not going to be hostile. The look in his face is that's a scared little boy. So as she's like, regardless of how he was created, what I'm seeing right now is just a scared little kid. Doesn't know where he is. Doesn't know his name. As she goes in there, as Ryoko bends down, she's like, I'm not going to hurt you. And she's like, I'm Ryoko. I guess you would call me your mother. As, she sticks out her hand. As Izuku, finally crawls out of the bed. As Izuku, looks at her. As she picks him up, as, he's kind of freaking out a little bit. As she, pokes him in the nose. As she's like, enough of that. I'm not going to hurt you, after all. I'll be taking care of you. As, as the rest of us see him, as, Recover Girl finally gets there after they called her. She's like, now, what to call you? I don't know what to call you. As, we need to, as, Recover Girl's like, what is the boy's name? And she's like, a name? Yeah, he needs a name. As Ryoko comes up with, Izuku. She's like, Izuku. And she's like, very well. As, Ryoko's like, no, Izuku. As he looks up at her. As he tilts his head a little bit. And she's like, that's your name. Izuku. As he said, Izuku. As she's like, good. As he's like, this nice lady is going to check you out. Don't worry. She won't hurt you. As, she does the test. As she goes through scans, and she's like, remarkable. I've never, as what I explained in the beginning of the video about his organs and all that stuff, after they find out, it's like, he does have blood, but his organs, it seems like he's able to reform them when they're damaged. Quite remarkable. I would love to, research this more, but we're done here. As she hands him a sucker, as Ryoko, he tells him to take it, as he grabs it nervously. And she's like, I'm not going to hurt you. I'm just an old lady. I'm just, I'm too old. So, there's that. As she ruffles his hair. As, Izuku, he's on the chair, swinging his legs around as he's, eating. As he's, enjoying his, sucker. Now, he does have taste buds, so, there's that. And he has a ginger, so I just want to make that clear. Because, if he didn't have a ginger, then I can't really do a ship. So, there's that. So, yes, there's a ginger, so, make that clear. So, as he's sitting there, as they're talking, it's like, what are we going to do? We can't keep him in here for, the rest of his life. Considering he's, I'll take care of him. As, Ryoko's like, yeah, are you sure? That's, not only is he, a kid now, apparently, but he's a very, dangerous kid. He needs, a proper structure. And being, A laboratory rat. It's not something I would wish upon anyone. That's just like, as you know, Mrs. Yaruzu took his offense. I was gonna, use him as a lab rat. And she's like, yes, I know you weren't, but what if, what if one of your competitors get a hold of him and, the he deserves to have a life, a choice. I don't know what this Sashi guy, what Professor Sashi had planned for him, but I'll be damned if I'm going to allow him twist that little boy into a killing machine. As she's becoming a lot more, protective a little bit as that goes on. As they call Nezu, as they have a meeting at UA, and she's like, "I'll take the boy in," as she's, "Are you sure?" Uh, sorry, Rio. Sorry, give me a second. Okay, it's Ryoko. As Nezu's like, "Are you sure, Ryoko? A child can be a demanding responsibility." As like, yeah, because I think she just graduated from UA. I guess I don't know. No, she still hasn't graduated yet, but she's going to pretty soon. And she's like, I know Nezu, but as she looks at Nezu, with she's not going to move from that spot, and she's like, very well. As Inko, I'll provide the necessary resources for the boy. For make sure his living expenses are paid for. I'll deal with I'll deal with all the education stuff. You just raise the boy, don't, and please keep him from being a villain. As she walks out, I really no before she walks, I really don't have to I would have to destroy it. As she walks out, she's physically upset that Asashi used her DNA to create something. So she's gonna have, she's gonna be very negative towards Izuku for a while. So they'll eventually, I have planned for that, but I'm not gonna go into that. So as Ryuko gets to the lab, as she gets Izuku, Izuku's looking up at her, as she's like, it's fine, Izuku. As she taps him in the nose, we're going home. As he's trying to let out the words like home, as she's like, yeah, home. As I think I said he was 4 or 5, so he's about 9 now. And as she's been, Inko has stayed true to her word. She has provided assistance and private tutors to come over to Izuku, and Ryoko teaches him as well. So there's that. So he's around 9. As he's in his room. As Ryoko, knocks on his door. Izuku, are you up? As Izuku is reading. He's 9, so no, he's on straight up on the internet. He's absorbing information. As he's like, Grey Sage. As he's talking to Grey Sage, are you sure this information is important? Yes, it's very important, Izuku. It's proper knowledge to interact with other life forms. It's proper etiquette. Thank you, please. Being friendly. But I don't understand the logic of wanting to get close to anyone besides mother. And she's like, don't you want to make friends? I heard that's what humans do a lot. You sentient life forms. meat bags, but what enough about that. As he's fine, I will. At least I could try a couple experiments. Whenever I go out in the public again, as he hears a knock, as Ryoko walks in, as she's kind of irritated, as her hands are on her hips, as she's pounding, like her foots are pounding, heel of her foot's pounding a little bit, as she's like Izuku. She pulls on his ear, as Izuku's like, ow, ow, ow. I was calling you, as he's like, I'm sorry, Mom. I was talking to Great Sage. And she's like, fine. We're going, as she's dressed in normal clothes. As she's like, we're going out. As Izuku's like, but what about what about my lessons? As she's like, you learned enough for today. We're going to have a break. As Izuku, they go off to have fun as they go to amusement park. As they go into as she wants to show Izuku, all sorts of things. So, he hasn't really been, outside of the public. He's always been inside that house, Ryoko's residence. As, there's that. So, as she takes him to, like, let's just say, let's do this. As she takes him to, like, a, equivalent to a SeaWorld for, Japan. This place is, like, all, like, it's like a tunnel with a bunch of, fish and everything, it's like a, kind of like in SeaWorld, how you walk underneath the tunnel thing as you see all the fish up on the glass that's above the tunnel. It's, aquarium, basically. So as she takes him to that place. As it's, I don't know what to call it. Let me think, whatever, it's, a little, zoo for, sea creatures. As he's like, what are we doing here, Mother? And she's like, I think I thought you would, would be nice if you see them, in person. It'd be easier if I could take you, you're too young to go diving in the ocean, but this is the next best thing. And she takes her to, like, see all the sea creatures as, as Izuku runs up, as he touches glass, it's different. It's like, it's different seeing it in person. As he's kind of getting excited, as he, he's getting a little bit smile, happy. As Ryuko, as she tells him, don't steer too close. Stay next to, you. Yes, Mom. As, he steps back. As she goes, go through the, the underworld. As they go, as they continue doing the sightseeing to all the fishes and everything, all that. As they heard, gunshots. As, these bugs were not being smart. As they kind of hit the glass. As they're, now this place is, they're robbing it because, there's admission fees and all that stuff, so as they bust into, where they keep the money at this place, as they're holding everyone hostage, as she's like, you two, down, or I'll shoot you. As, they ring up all the guests, and, there's a lot of these guys. As, they gather all of them into one area. It's on the surface, so it's not underneath everything. So as that happens, as they're all sitting on the lunch area where they keep all the food and where they where people all eat when they're done looking at all the fishes and all the sharks and all that stuff. As they gather all up. As like as he demands the money now. As sir, I can't do that. As he's like, what do you mean? As he takes one of the hostages. I suggest you get the money unless you want this death on your hands. As you know, Ryoko, steps up. And she's like, why won't, if you give him the money, he'll be on his way. And she's like, I can't because I don't have access to the money. And she's like, what do you mean? The money has already been moved to another location. And this park is all digital transactions, you idiot. As he's getting a little upset. As he's like, if that's true, then this was a whole waste. As they're gonna physically, they're infighting as several heroes come up. As she's holding Izuku in her arms. As she's just trying to calm the situation down so no one dies. She could have easily, acted, but there's too many criminals here to act. There was a chance where either one of the kids could die, or one of the other's parents. So she's trying to be more realistic in everything. So as All Might. No, not All Might. Let's say several heroes bust in. As they take down the thugs as the cops rush the area. As they're asking for everyone's opinion. As the hero noticed, Dragon, Ryoko, I didn't know you were here. As they're not gonna say Dragon Hero because she's in her civilian clothes. As all the people are gone from this area at least. As I was with my son, and then the place got raided by these not very bright criminals. And she's like, why didn't you act? Because if I acted, someone would have died. All they wanted was the money. But considering how the money, they don't keep the money. They don't do, physical transactions. It's all, digital. That's what I'm saying. This can make sense. So, I think the information down as, they walk off. As, Izuku, as she she puts him down and she's like, sorry I was hoping the plan this day would be, real relaxing. Nothing goes wrong. As, Izuku's like, it's fine, Mom. As, he's holding her finger. Because he's 8, so, he's holding her hand. And she's like, you're sweet. Let's go home. As, so what do you want to eat? As he tells her his favorite dish, she's like, I always like that. And she's like, of course. I don't know what dish, just, random. As, they have a nice evening at home after, the excitement. Izuku could have, acted, but, his mother was right next to him, so, he was, playing cool. I'll have him do more acting parts later, but, as we continue the story. As we're gonna time skip. Yeah, we're gonna time skip. As it's his first day of middle school. As Izuku, walks in. It's his first day of middle school, but middle school has been going on for a little bit, so, for a couple weeks. So he's, a transfer student, so there's that. Small pause. Okay, I'm back. I wasn't sure if I'm gonna do the Momo ship or not. I'll put another poll up, see who you want. To see, who you want to ship with in this one. So, yeah, we're gonna we're gonna stop it there, and I'll do the introduction in middle school. Then I'll go in a little bit in that. Then we'll get to we'll progress through middle school to high school. Then go to UA. So stuff like that. So hope you guys have a good night and day, judging by time zones. All right, bye.